This video is brought to you by Artistica by Heart, your one-stop shop for digital templates. Use the code ARTIST11 to receive 10% off from your purchase. Link to the shop is on the description below.
5 random facts that could just save your life. If you ever crash your car into a body of water, don't go for the door, go for the sunroof or the windows. If you're ever in a pool and you taste a metally taste, get out immediately. It means there's an electric shortage somewhere and you will get shocked. If you're ever hiking somewhere and you run across a mountain lion, do not turn your back to it. If you don't turn your back to it, they won't see you as prey and they won't try to attack you. That one could save your life. If you ever use the bathroom or vomit and it looks like coffee grounds, it means you're internally bleeding. Go to the hospital. All cars made after 2005 have a little latch inside the trunk, so if you ever get kidnapped, you can open the trunk from the inside. Like for part 2.
3 facts that could save your life. Part 7. If you somehow find yourself falling out of a plane without a parachute, don't aim for the water. It'll be more or less like hitting concrete. Rather, make an X with your body, being so that this slows down the speed that you're going. Aim for something like trees, snow, or some type of swamp area. Also land on your feet, being so this will absorb most of the impact. If a nuclear explosion ever happens, drop to the ground and put your fingers in your ears. And try breathing through your teeth. Being so, most of the time people die due to the shockwave that happens as soon as it hits. So hopefully you'll be underneath it. Do you struggle with overperspiration? Sometimes when you get nervous your hands or feet sweat? Or every single time you wear a colored shirt for some reason your armpits sweat excessively? If so, then you should check out Dermadry. This device has a 98.3% success rate, being so that when applied to your hands, feet, or armpits, or other sweaty areas, it stops perspiration almost in its tracks. If you struggle with overperspiration, click the link in my bio and give Dermadry a try. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Here's some facts that you probably didn't know that one day could save your life. If you're walking through a damp area and you don't have shoes, wrap your feet in duct tape so you don't get trench foot. This will make your feet water repellent, hence the original name duct tape, because duck feet can do the same thing. If you're ever bitten by a poisonous snake, do not suck out the poison. This doesn't do anything and will actually make the situation much worse. If you're in a scenario that you're injured but don't have a bandage to cover it up, you can use a maxi pad to dress the cut and it will soak up the blood and fire efficient. Also, they're great fire starters. If someone you love overdoses, do not be afraid to call 911. You and your loved one will not get into any legal trouble and this could quite literally save you. If your car ever gets stuck on train tracks, don't call 911, call the number on the blue sign and they'll immediately notify oncoming trains that you're stuck on the track.
Here are some facts that could save your life, part 2. If you're scared that your plane will crash, always sit at the back of the plane. Your chances of dying in the event of a crash lessen the farther back you sit. If you're ever in a crowded area, always check where your exits are in case something serious happens. If a tornado looks like it's not moving, that means it's moving towards you. If you're in the pool and you feel a metallic taste in your mouth, get out immediately. It means there's an electrical shortage somewhere in the water. If you encounter a mountain lion, do not turn your back on it. Walk backwards. Like and share this video for part 3.
Facts that could save your life. Make sure to keep your doors closed when you're sleeping. If there's a fire when you're sleeping, there's a huge difference between leaving your door open versus keeping it closed. If you're ever scuba diving and feel like you have to vomit, don't take the regulator out of your mouth, just vomit straight into it. Because the natural inclination is to inhale after you vomit, so if you do that, you're going to inhale a ton of water. If a service dog ever comes up to you without its owner, follow it. They could be bringing you to their owner who could potentially be in danger or need help. If you ever need to break a car window, don't hit in the center, aim for the bottom edges here. Car doors are normally tempered glass, which means they're a lot more brittle along the edges.
5 facts you didn't know that one day could save your life. If your car ever falls into a body of water, the first thing you have to do is crack open a window or door. If you don't do this, the water pressure on your car will be too great and you'll be effectively boxed inside your car and you'll have to wait for your car to fully fill with water before you can get out. Next, if you're trapped in rubble, do not scream. Screaming will only strain your vocal cords and cause you to lose your voice. What you're going to want to do is grab an object and tap in intervals of 3. Rescuers will pick up on this auditory rhythm and once you hear them coming closer to you, then you can start screaming and they'll find you. If you see a tornado that looks like it's not moving, it's coming towards you, so you better run. If you ever get into an Uber, always check the child lock. Make sure it's set to unlock, because if the child lock is on, you're stuck in the car with no way out. Finally, if you ever fall onto the tracks at a subway station, don't waste your time trying to climb back out. They actually have crawl spaces built into the subway tracks that you can hide in until rescuers come and safely extract you.
Facts that could save your life one day, part 11. If you somehow end up falling in the sky without a parachute, don't go for the water, because it will feel like concrete. You'll pretty much die. First form an X with your body to slow down your fall. Then your best 3 options are to land on trees, swamp or snow. Oh, and make sure you do land on your feet, because this will absorb as much impact as possible. If a nuclear explosion goes off for whatever reason, just drop to the ground. And put your fingers in your ears while trying to breathe out of your teeth. Yeah. You know, the shockwave usually kills the most people, so hopefully it will just go over you.
Here are 4 facts that could save your life one day. So I suggest for the next 30 seconds you sit down, shut up and listen. If you've gotten the unwanted attention of a tiger, you should probably know they will catch you quicker in the water than they will on land. Car windows are easiest to break at the corners. Glass is flexible, which means the middle has the whole area of the window to absorb the shock. If you're ever in a situation where you or someone else is bleeding profusely, elevate the wound above the heart. Having the wound elevated makes it harder for your heart to pump blood to it and thus out of it, meaning your blood stays in your body, where you need it. If a tornado doesn't look like it's moving, it's coming right for you. And finally, if you're ever outside and your hair randomly starts to stand up, I would seek immediate shelter because, how do I put this? You're about to be struck by lightning. Now send this to a friend because this could legitimately save their life one day and you're a good person.
Little known facts that could save your life. Part 14. The machine that sets the pins at the bowling alley is extremely dangerous. So if you slide into the pins as a joke, there is a very good chance that you will be crushed to death. If you ever find yourself being dragged underwater by an alligator, shove your fingers into its nose. This breaks the seal alligators' need to keep water out of their airways and will make them release you immediately.
3 interesting facts that could one day save your life. Number 1. Remember the rule of 3s. You can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. This helps prioritize your needs. Number 2. If you're ever in a vehicle submerging in water and you can't escape, remove the headrest and use the metal bits to smash the window. This is proven to be very, very effective. Number 3. If you ever fear that you're being followed, take 4 right turns. This way you will know for sure if you're being followed. And it may also let the stalker know that you're onto them and scare them off. Follow for part 2.
What are some real but crazy facts that could save your life? Never leave unsecured heavy objects like tools on the back seat/parcel shelf of your car. In a high-speed collision, such items can kill you. Never work under a car on a jack, always have it on jack stands or a lift. If you get stabbed or impaled, leave the foreign object alone. Do not attempt to remove it. Yeah, it's horrible and it's freaking you out, but your odds of survival are much higher if you just leave it be. Medical professionals will remove it in an environment equipped to deal with it. If you ever have to rescue a drowning person, throw them something to grab onto beside yourself. If you need to check a pressurized line X, hydraulic line, never ever use your hand, use a piece of cardboard or soapy water. If you use your hand to check, the pressure can cause the fluid to cut your skin, and liquids like hydraulic fluid will cause gangrene in a matter of hours. Go to the hospital immediately and get them to check you right away. Don't take no for an answer. It could mean the difference between keeping versus losing your limb. Put a lid on a flaming pan to smother it and remove from heat carefully. Never throw any liquid on it. Don't remove the lid for at least 5 minutes. If the ocean water suddenly recedes at the beach you're at, a tsunami is probably coming. Run, don't look at the fish. If your house smells like fish for absolutely no reason, 9 times out of 10 it means that there is an electrical fire. The other time it means you need to take a shower. If you get bit by a wild animal, you must get the rabies vaccine. Rabies is not like a flu or mild inconvenience. It's one of the most lethal diseases on the planet. It has a near 100% fatality once the disease takes hold, and it's a horrible way to go.